I've been using an OspreyFx funded account for the past 30 days, and now I'm ready to tell you my honest review. First, I'm gonna give you an overview of the funded account that OspreyFx offer, and I'm gonna explain you what are all the rules that you need to follow. After that, I'm going to log in into my account to show you how the backend looks and also to give you an idea of the trading condition that you can expect to get. And finally, I'm gonna tell you what in my opinion are all the pros and cons about using an OspreyFx funded account. If at any point during this video you also would like to try a funded account from this broker, you can do so by clicking the first link in the video description. Once you click that link and get at the checkout page where it says coupon code, if you insert the code STKTRD and then click on apply, you're going to receive a 10% discount on your challenge. So if you're serious about trying an OspreyFx funded account, I suggest you use this coupon code and save money on every challenge that you purchase. And now let's start with the review. So, I'm currently on the main page of OspreyFx funded account, and the first thing that we can see is the fact that currently they give you the opportunity to get funded up to $200,000. Not only that, they also allow you to have a profit split of up to 90%, you have the opportunity to customize your challenge, as I'll show you later, and you have an unlimited amount of time to complete the challenge. Not only that, they also give you the opportunity to have a free trial. So, if you would like to try an OspreyFx account without committing any money, by just clicking this button and following the step, you'll be able to get access to a free account. Three more features I would like to point out about this funded account are: number one, the fact that it's really affordable. In fact, as you can see, you can get an account for as low as $59. Number two is the fact that this account can only be traded on TradeLocker. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this can both be seen as a pro or as a con. It's a pro because TradeLocker is a really user-friendly and intuitive platform, and even if you're a beginner, you won't have any problem master it. But at the same time, it's a con because I know that there are a lot of people that, for example, prefer to use MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. And the third feature are the low spreads. In fact, later I'm actually going to log in into an OspreyFx funded account so that you can see the actual spreads that you can expect to get once you start trading with your funded account. So now that I give you an overview of this funded account, let me show you what type of challenges OspreyFx offer. So as you can see, currently you can only purchase a two-step challenge ranging from $5,000 till $200,000. Looking at the rules of this challenge, in my opinion, they are pretty fair, and there are actually a couple of points that make this specific challenge actually a pretty good choice compared to other proffer. So starting from the challenge duration, as we saw before, you have an unlimited amount of time to complete the challenge. When it comes to minimum trading days, it's 7, so this means that you need to trade for at least 7 days before being able to pass to the next step. The profit target is 10% for phase 1, while for phase 2 is 8%, while the maximum daily drawdown is 5% for both phases, and the maximum overall drawdown is 12% for both phases. So I would like to spend a bit of time to talk about the type of drawdown that OspreyFx offer and the percentages, because as I was telling you before, in my opinion, these are some of the best in the prop firm industry. In fact, both the maximum daily drawdown and the maximum overall drawdown, they are both static. So this means that they are based on your balance and they don't change during the day based on your equity. So in the case of the maximum daily drawdown, this is calculated based on your balance at the beginning of the day, while the maximum overall drawdown is calculated based on your balance at the beginning of the challenge. Additionally, as you can see, the maximum overall drawdown is 12%, which is really rare. In fact, most proffer, when it comes to two-step challenges, usually they're gonna offer a 8% or a 10%. Seeing a 12% without the need to purchase any add-on is not really common, and so in my opinion is something that OspreyFx is doing really well. So talking about the leverage, as you can see, the maximum amount available is up to 1 to 100. During phase 1 and phase 2, of course, you won't have any profit share, but once you're funded, you can get up to 90%. And then talking about the payout frequency, as you can see, once you're funded, it's going to be weekly. I'm gonna be honest, this part is a bit misleading because you can get a weekly payout only if you purchase an add-on. In fact, if you decide to purchase a challenge without adding any add-on, your payout is actually going to be bi-weekly, and so I wanted to point this out. And as you can see, the price, in case you want to purchase a 5k challenge, is $59, which in my opinion is really competitive. In case you wanted to go with the maximum allocation of $200,000, as you can see, the price is going to be $900, which again is still competitive, but of course is a lot higher than the $59 for a 5k challenge. Before logging in into my account and show you the backend of OspreyFx, I also would like to point out that this pro firm allows you to use Expert Advisor and even use high frequency trading. In fact, here I have a screenshot of a conversation that I was having with the customer support where I actually asked them, is high frequency trading allowed with the funded account? And they told me that it is allowed and there are no restrictions. The only thing that you need to make sure is that your bot is compatible with TradeLocker. So if you were planning to use an Expert Advisor to trade with OspreyFx, I just wanted to let you know that you can do it. So now that I give you an overview of this funded account and I show you how the challenges work, let me log in into my dashboard and let me show you the backend. So I'm currently inside my OspreyFx account, and as you can see, the first thing that you are able to do once you log in is to purchase a challenge. But as I told you before, if you're still not ready to commit money to a funded account, you can also start with a free trial. Here you're gonna have the option to select the size of the account that you want to purchase, and then you have various add-ons that you can select. The first one, as I was telling you before, is the option to receive a payout every 7 days. Then you have the opportunity to increase your profit share, going from 80-20 till 90-10. Then you also have the option to trade the news. In fact, if you select this add-on, you won't have any limitation when it comes to news trading. So this means that you'll be able to open, close and manage trade even during red folder news event. Then you also have an add-on to eliminate the minimum trading days. You have the opportunity to double your leverage, and you also have the option to enable Expert Advisor. And remember, as I told you before, once you select all the options for your trading account, before going to the checkout, if you use the coupon code STKTRD and then click on apply, you're always gonna receive at least a 10% discount. Two more things I would like to show you inside the backend before logging in into my TradeLocker account are here where it says platform. You have the opportunity to actually download TradeLocker so that you can start trading, and then where it says my profile, here you're gonna have the opportunity to insert all the information related to you and also to verify your account. This step is crucial because if you're not verified and if you haven't passed the know your customer verification, you won't be able to withdraw your profits. So now that I show you the backend of OspreyFx, that I'm gonna be honest with you is pretty minimalistic. In fact, there are not too many things that you can do beside purchasing a challenge and request your payouts. Let me log in into a TradeLocker account. Let me show you the instruments that you can trade and the spreads that you can expect to get. So I'm currently inside my OspreyFx funded account, and as you can see here on the right corner, I have a list of all the instruments that I can trade. More specifically, I can trade crypto, energy, US share, forex crosses, exotic. So I have a lot of different instruments that I can choose from, and this is, in my opinion, is really important because it means that for 99% of traders, they won't have any problems and they will always have something that they can trade. Additionally, if for example I look at Forex Measure, as you can see, the spreads that I can expect to get on this pair is really good in my opinion, but also for other type of instruments, the spreads are pretty competitive. Like let's say for example, when it comes to metals, gold is something that is really popular among traders, and as you can see, the spreads that you can expect to get is really tied. Not only that, if we look at indices, here we have a few of the major indices that you can trade, like for example US 30, DAX, ESP 35, the Nikkei, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500. So if you're an index trader, you probably know each one of these instruments. And as you can see, also in this case, the spreads that you can get, in my opinion, are really good. And as you can see here, the difference between the bid and the ask is pretty tight. Also, let's say, for example, S&P 500, also in this case, as you can see, the difference between bid and ask is really tight. And this is the same for all the instruments in this list. So I think that once you get familiar with the TradeLocker and how everything works, I don't think you're gonna have any problem when it comes to trading. And even if you're a scalper or somebody that all trades for a really small amount of time, with this type of spread, you're still gonna be able to be profitable. So now that I give you an overview of the OspreyFx funded account, I show you all the rules of the challenge that they offer, I log in my account and I give you a tour of the backend and of the trading condition that you can expect to get, let me tell you what in my opinion are all the pros and cons about OspreyFx funded account. So the first pro are going to be the affordable prices. In fact, as I show you, if you want to purchase a 5k challenge, it's only going to cost you $59. And even if you want to go with the maximum allocation of $200, you're only going to end up spending $900, which in my opinion, when compared to other pro firms with similar challenges, is really affordable. The second pro of this funded account is the drawdown rules. In fact, in my opinion, these are some of the best drawdown rules when it comes to two-step challenges. In fact, you're gonna have a 5% daily drawdown and a 12% maximum daily drawdown, and both of them are based on your balance and not your equity. The third pro are the rules connected to Expert Advisor. In fact, as I show you, you are able to use Expert Advisor with an OspreyFx funded account, and you can also do high frequency trading, which is something really rare and that most pro firms don't allow you to do. So if you're thinking about using an Expert Advisor to pass your challenge, I think that OspreyFx can be a really good alternative. And finally, the last pro are the low spread. In fact, no matter the type of instrument that you trade, the spreads are always gonna be reasonable, and during my test of OspreyFx, I never noticed any excessive widening of the spreads, even during period of high volatility. So now let's talk about the cons about the OspreyFx funded account. So in my opinion, the first cons is the fact that OspreyFx only offers two-step challenges. In fact, a lot of competitors also offer one-step challenges and instant funding challenges, and this is something where OspreyFx could definitely improve, because there are a lot of traders that don't like this type of challenges and, for example, are willing to spend a bit more but to get to the funded stage faster. The second and last pro about OspreyFx, in my opinion, is the fact that you can only use trade locker. As I told you before, for some people this is going to be a pro because they love this trading platform and they don't have any problem with it. But I know a lot of other traders that, for example, like to use CTrader, MetaTrader 4 or even MetaTrader 5. So the fact that you can only trade this challenge using Trade Locker, I think is a cons, and is something that is going to limit the amount of traders that are going to purchase this type of challenge. So there you have it, this was my review of OspreyFx funded account. As I told you at the beginning, if you would like to purchase this challenge, you can do so by clicking the first link in the video description. And once you get to the checkout page, by simply using the coupon code STKTRD and then clicking on apply, you're always gonna get at least a 10% discount. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and until next time, happy trades!